There's a lot of music in the street in Johannesburg. I just remember stopping and like staring at the saxophone player and being like, that is the most incredible sound I've ever heard, and I want to do that. Growing up, I start remembering music in the shul. So hearing those like ancient sort of tropes like from the Torah readings and combining that with like the music I was hearing in the street and on the radio. Like South Africa is a very vibrant place. A good joke that like my music wasn't quite jazzy enough for the jazz kids, but wasn't quite dancey enough for the the other kids. So I found myself in this like grey area, but I think I really like it because I was being honest about who like my influences. I didn't grow up just listening to jazz. I grew up listening to all sorts of music. I wanted to make like an original jazz project that wasn't playing in jazz clubs, that we were playing like on big stages and festivals in front of a much more diverse audience. The history of jazz is a folk music. A lot of folk music is improvised and performed, and the performance is the composition. Like the barrier between composition and performance is not as clear cut. You do have musicians like Charlie Parker or Thelonious Monk who are deeply intellectual, but when they perform, it's not like intellect to sacrifice everything else. It's like all of these elements of melody, groove, harmony, composition on the spot in the moment that's responding to the audience. It's like a discussion. I recorded this music in 2021. The day we finished recording, it was like 2 days later we were going into another lockdown. So there was a very intense feeling in society at the time, and the music's really expressive. Some of it has a lot of intensity. I was getting more and more sick and we weren't able to find out why. And finally getting a diagnosis, moving very quickly into the cancer ward and chemotherapy in the middle of a pandemic. Because they're like, you're young, you can take it, they just loaded me up with the strongest chemo meds. I couldn't really see friends, I couldn't really see family. I had my own immediate family, my wife and my son, who were extremely supportive. But the music kept me going, like having something to look forward to on the other side of treatment. I just had to survive it. When I recorded this album, it was 6 months after treatment, and it was a really big statement for me. It was like, I'm here, I'm alive. I just want to make really authentic music to me. Drawing on my ancestors and my family history and knowing what they've been through gives me something really meaningful when I perform.